Welcome to the Artistry Collective's Wednesday Lives. This week's theme is Botanical. Thank you so much to Christie's Crafty Cottage for continuing to be such a big support of all of us in the collective and for hosting these fun events. All right. Just about ready to go here. There we go. Okay, so today we're going to do a one-sheet wonder with a twist. And the twist, I'll show you in just a minute. So basically, we're going to be able to create this. Hi, Chris. Hi, Rhonda. Good afternoon. We're going to be able to create this one-sheet wonder that you can slip into a junk journal, or you can use it just on its own. And sorry, the state of my desk is crafty chaos, like always. So yeah, let's get going. Hey, there's Ayuka. Hey, girly, how are you? Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You can use other sizes, but the measurements that I'm going to give you are very few. Don't freak out if you don't like measurements. Are designed for a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So we're going to go with that. And really, you only need 3 measurements, and you need some room on your desk. 3 measurements. We're going to do a scoreboard here. We're going to score at 6, which means we're going to score the paper in half because it's 12 inches. So we're going to score at 6. You could just fold it in half. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can use a ruler. You can use just your own folding techniques. You don't have to have a scoreboard. It does make it easy. Okay, so once we've done this, we are going to turn it either to the left or the right, whichever way floats your boat. And we're going to score at 4 and 8. And that's it. No more measuring. Four and 8. Okay, now you can fold these around, burnish them, do all the things however you would like. Make sure that they are nice and scored, just so those pages will flip really nice. Yes, they're going to be little pages. This is going to be a little mini signature to slip into a junk journal, or you can use it as just a cute little brag book or a little mini journal, whichever way you like. Okay. This has been done for ages and ages. I don't know who to give credit to because I have seen these little one-page wonders done by so many different people. But I think they're fun and they're kind of timeless. Okay. So now we're back to our 12 by 12 piece of paper. It's got a bunch of scoring on there and we're good. We're going to take our scissors and we are going to cut the center line through this first set of boxes, like so, and we're going to cut through the second set of boxes, and that's it. Okay. Now, if you have a double-sided piece of paper, this could decide which way you fold this. Sometimes I have to play with it a little bit to get it to be the way that I want it. But typically, if you fold one side first, then fold this side down next, you can kind of see the way that it's going to go. So I want to do this and then this because I want my prints on the outside. Just like this. So now we're caught up to where my other one is. Hi, Christy. Hi, sweet friend. Thank you so much for continuing to be the creator of the Artistry Collective group. I love it so much. It really encourages me to go live on my channel. You got me into the group. Yay, thank you. Hello to anyone who's new and watching. Hello. Okay, so once you get here, it doesn't look like much, but you have all kinds of possibilities, and we are going to have fun. Basically, these insides, you can do with them what you'd like, but most of mine are going to wind up being pockets. So let me show you what I've done on the other one. The other one I have, I stitched on. This paper is by Lucid Lizard Designs on Etsy, and we are going to be featuring this collection tomorrow in the Junk Journal Jamboree on Facebook. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be fun. There's going to be codes. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, you're excited to see what I'm making. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Sharon. Hi, guys. Okay, so at this point, if you wanted to sew, you'll want to do that now because we're going to close it up to make pockets, and you don't want to sew through the whole thing all at once. And you can see I still really have ugly stitches. I have junk journal stitches, okay? Don't judge my stitching. I'm not a seamstress. I'm just a maker. That's all that I am. Okay. So here, this is the back, actually. Yeah, there we go. This is the front. So you can choose whichever way you want it to open or close. This one's going to be a pocket. So let's go ahead and glue this. No, I don't want to glue it down. And the reason I don't want to glue it down is because now we're going to go rogue. When is it? Tomorrow. I have a post that'll be going up on my page, Christy, so that everyone can know what time it is tomorrow. I'll also post the graphic here on my YouTube channel in the community section because honestly, I can't remember. I gotta focus on one day at a time. That's so bad, but there's Eastern and Central time, and I'm on Pacific time, so my time is always different from everybody's. Anyways, no excuses. I should know. It's gonna be fun though. I believe my time is at 1 o'clock, but there's a bunch of people before me. So you'll want to catch the whole lineup. The whole point of the Junk Journal Jamboree is that we all use the same digital kit, and we all create beautiful things to go into junk journals. So we either create journals, or we create ephemera, or we create mini books. It's a whole lot of fun. So if you are a seasoned junk journaler, or a new to paper crafting, if you are a card maker, whatever kind of paper crafter you might be, or maybe you're just interested and want to check it out and see what it's all about, you'll definitely want to join us because we have a great time. Okay, so let's get going on this book. What do we mean by now we're going to go rogue? Okay, well, you could just easily glue this down. You would glue here and here, and that would create a pocket up here. By sewing this piece of paper on, I created a pocket here, and then the page would flip, right? So then you have 2 pages here, but I also created a pocket here, so we could glue this here and have a pocket. And then 2 pages here, and then this back one could glue down and be a pocket. But wait, what if we then go into adding envelopes, however you want to say them, and have some fun. I've also got some window tags. These are laser cut cardstock that my hubby and I have been making. So we could easily include these anywhere that you either have a spot you can glue down. Excuse the state of this paper. This paper is precious paper. Hi, Diana. And it did get stained. I probably used it to back her on something. I don't know, but I'm going to cover that up anyway, so it won't matter. Anyways, these are window tags, so you can do these either way. You can glue it here and just have a cute little window. It could even open if you wanted it to. You could journal inside, have a window there to show maybe some pretty flowers or botanicals, whatever. That's our theme today, is botanicals. Don't worry, I do have my share of botanicals to put on these projects. Oh, I think there's a delivery. Or you can put these inside of a pocket just like this, and it can easily make a cute little window. And you can put acetate in here, you can put transparency film, vellum, you can put other paper, anything that you want to do. Here's also where we can get more interesting. We can put envelopes. Now these ones are actually vintage. I love these. I use them very, very sparingly. These were for little tiny Hallmark cards that I just love so much. I found them in an antique store. But look how perfect they are on a page. Now if you don't have these, you can use an envelope template or an envelope punch board and just make your own this size. Let's see, what size are these? Right around 4 inches, I would guess, because this page is going to be 4 inches here. So let's see. Yeah, like 3 7/8, I think, by about 2.5. Okay, so that can create a page here as well. And you can use any size of envelope that you have to then create extra little flips and flaps in your cute little book. So before I glued or sewed actually this on, I could have tucked this down in here, and I still could do it on this side because I haven't glued this side shut yet. So we can glue any size envelope here and just start making a fun little folio. Now I had some other ones. There we go. Look at these pretty envelopes. Here's where we get into some of our botanicals. I think this one is going to look absolutely perfect right here. What do you guys think? So it'll just be the cover of the folio. And then when you open it, you'll have a nice pocket here. Or if you don't want it to be a pocket like this, you could cover this, cut a slit here and make it a pocket like this, or even on the other side. So you have options. Envelopes give you options. Who would have thought? And then you can keep going every which way you are, you turn the page, you have even more options. So down here, this is already open. I haven't sealed anything yet. We could go in and put our envelope right here, our little tiny envelope. Look how cute this guy is. And it can fold down. So then we have a fun little pocket here. And it can just be a cute little little lip there. Now you might ask, how do you hold that down? Well, you can put magnets in here. You can put a ribbon in here. You can put a paper clip right here to hold it. Or you can just leave it because really it's going to be squished in there anyways, and it's going to be no problem. Now, you might also ask, how do you put this in a journal? Well, my journal that I'm working on is a slip spine. So I'll show you how this would then go into a journal. So this is the coffee one I've been working on. So much fun. The paper collection that I'll be working with tomorrow is by a different artist, a different digital artist. Okay, so when you find the inside of your spine, you'll just take this, you'll go to the center, and you'll lift your elastic, and it literally just slips right in there. Now, if you're not working with a slipped spine journal like this one is, you could also use this area here to just poke your 3-hole pamphlet stitch or 5-hole pamphlet stitch. Or the other day I saw a 6-hole pamphlet stitch. How fun is that? So you can sew these in any which where you might have a journal going. And you can use any size of envelopes to add fun to these. That's why I'm always collecting. Another fun thing to collect is little note cards, because look at this one. Here's some of our botanicals. It just has all different kinds of butterflies. And it's a blank, empty note inside. So how perfect is this to just slip into one of the little pockets like this. And then it can just hang here like a page. And you can glue it in there if you want, or you can make it come out. Now you're saying, okay, but look, it has this weird stuff on the back. Well, you can leave this here. We could put a little strip of paper down here to hide all this wording and just leave that beautiful little flower. We could also take this and glue it to the page, letting it be a little flip flap and a pocket. So look how fun. It could be a pocket on the side. You could even open it up like this and glue it in here, or stitch it in with more pages if you wanted to. Glue it in little pockets. You could make a little pocket here. So many things. So I save these. I find them in thrift stores, and I ask my friends for any of their extras of envelopes. This is a good time of year because of weddings and graduations. They send out a lot of stationery usually, and they get tons of leftovers. Little smaller envelopes for those return RSVPs and that kind of thing. Those are fun envelopes to have. The different sizes give you different looks and options. Look at these. These are to and from envelopes. I think this is like, I don't know, like where you get money in here almost. Kind of remind me of like a church donation envelope, but whatever. I don't know what they were from. They were at a thrift store, but look here. We could put it in our journal just like this. And of course you're saying, oh, it's too big. Well, we can cut this down right here, and we can either keep this as a nice flap and then have a pocket up here, or we can just glue this in. We can chop this off, glue this in, and then we have another little flip-flap page in here. with a pocket, and if you don't like it like that, you can fold it like this and sew it into your book, and then you have 2 pages to work with. You could open it up here and have a pocket. You could leave it like it is. You could slice just right down here of this flap, and you could have a little envelope on each side of your pamphlet. So lots and lots and lots of options. Let's get to playing and see what we can create. So now you can see why I stitched, but I didn't finish the gluing because I want to make sure I have all the envelopes in here that I wanted to put in. And I really like this one here. Kind of it covers the paper, but we can add some extra little butterflies, and it's like a nice surprise when you get inside of here. This to me looks like a nice place to put some journals, or maybe some journaling, or a photo or something. So it's kind of nice to have it as a nice surprise when you open this, and it's a little protected as well. So if you're putting a small photo in here, it's not right on the cover of your signature, and it can just have a nice little protective place. So let's get that glued in there. If I can find my glue, there it is. And you can ink and do all of the things if you would like to. I did do some inking before the video here. I do love this part. We could tear that off and use it somewhere else in the book, but I'm just gonna go ahead and glue. One thing to mention when you're using envelopes, watch out for these little parts that I'm gluing now. Those are adhesive. You wanna make sure they get glued down. Otherwise, they could glued down or covered up with paper. Otherwise, they could become sticky in your book, and we don't want that. Okay, let's glue here. We're gonna really press down because this is a pocket. And we'll see if we have some time to put some things in the pocket. Okay. Now, when you have this part here, sometimes I will take my scissors and just cut this so that this is a nice rectangle over here. And you can use your ruler and just make a nice little line right here. Let's see. Let's put a pen line here. Now, you don't have to do this. This is totally optional. This is just my preference. It makes it easier to cover this area if you still want to keep the pocket. Oh, I cannot see that. I did not pen very good. There we go. There we go. That's a little better, and I think I even markered on the other paper. And see, that's what happens. Oh. All right. Now, if you're not making a junk journal, this is still a fun little craft that you can make, a nice little booklet that doesn't take up a lot of room. If you maybe just had a grandbaby, you could put some fun pictures in there. If you maybe went on a little trip with somebody, you can put some of the photos that you took as a memory. Maybe somebody has a birthday and you want to put some fun photos of you and them together. Any of the things you can do with these little booklets, and they're very inexpensive to make. One piece of 12 by 12 paper, and then whatever else you want to add to decorate or add flips and fold outs. You could even use this as a fun graduation gift. You could put some fun gift cards in the pockets in here. So any of those things, maybe you have someone you know going off to college, you could put some pictures in here over the years, and it'd be just a fun little keepsake. Put some pictures of their graduation, whatever you want to do. And then you have some nice places to tuck some things in as well. So up here, over here. And now I think I'm just going to glue this one down because that's going to be enough. We've got a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. Remember, when you're creating all of these pockets, usually it's customary to fill them with something too. So we're going to put some tags in some of these pockets. Now, talking about botanicals, since that's our theme for today, one of my own personal rules, I guess not really a rule, but it is kind of my own personal rule, is that things with wings need to sparkle. So this beautiful collection from the Lucid Lizard Designs has all kinds of beautiful butterflies, and you can see I have made them sparkle. I put stickles on them. I printed them out from my printer on regular printer paper, and then I have glittered them all up. I had all the papers laying across my whole craft space here, using some stickles and Nuvo to glitter and add dimension. So that was fun. I loved it. And it's a good way to do it because then I walked away. So I did that right before we went to lunch. I let them all have plenty of time to dry. So I wasn't trying to stick my fingers in anything or stick any papers extra to it or any of those things. This could go in here. Look how cute that might be right there. And we could put a design paper here and put something in the window there. Ooh, fun. I love it. So many different ways you can create the same thing. Or create with the same things. So let's find what we're going to do here. I do really like the little flower on the back of this card. So I almost want it to be able to be seen as well. You love stickles. Yes, I love my stickles and Nuvo drops. So we could put this here and then leave it as a little pull-out so that when they pull out this note card, they'll see this here. But I do also want to cover up or put something there. I mean, you could leave it. It's not like a horrible eyesore or anything, but I think it's just kind of cuter. Maybe we could put a little pocket here and make a little sentiment of some sort on there. And this is just a scratch piece of paper that I just pulled out of my bin here. Use your scraps if you can. Use them, use what you've got. Okay, so we're just gonna fold this and tear it down to size. I like that. And then, of course, you could measure, use your trimmer, use your scissors, use all the things. I just like to fold and tear most of the time. I do use my trimmer though, you guys saw that. If I'm trying to make something really nice and straight, I will use my trimmer. Okay. Oh, for this one, I did get it nice and wonky. Look at that. No, that was not intentional. There we go. We'll straighten it out a little bit before we tear it. Perfect. Now, I am always looking for little vintage pieces of mail, cards, note cards, Valentines, all of those things. Anytime I go to a thrift store or an antique shop or a garage sale, any of those things, they make such fun little pieces to put in your journals. And I love junk journals that have little things that you might not be able to buy today. I know it's frustrating for some because they want to recreate what you're making, and they can to a certain extent. Like they can make something similar. We're just going to put a little pocket notcher here. But the vintage pieces that you can find and collect and put in there make it that much more fun, in my opinion. Okay. And we're going to glue this down just like a little pocket here. And look how cute that's going to be with the flower in the center there. And we can just put a little tag or a little note or a little something in there. And I love that. We could put a little piece of lace or trim or whatever you want to decorate with. There are some cute little pieces in this digital collection, some cute little stamps. They're faux postage stamps, and they would be really beautiful on here as well. So let's see what we have there. Where did my little pouch go? You could run a piece of washi tape across. Whatever it is that you want to do. This collection is really, really beautiful. I'm so excited to get a book together tomorrow. So they've got a lot of cut aparts and just beautiful, beautiful pieces. Okay, here we go. So here is a whole sheet of faux postage stamps and these beautiful tags. Let's see. When I do faux postage stamps, I like to use some decorative scissors to cut them out. If I can find them. Haven't used them for a little while, so they're kind of buried down deep in here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Really? I have this one pair of scissors for this one particular thing. Oh, there they are, I think. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not them. This is the one. All right. Goodness. I have like 3 pairs of decorative scissors, and the one I want is the last one I found. So this one is the shape that postage stamps would be, and you don't worry so much about cutting it perfectly. You can kind of line up one set of notches and just cut them out slowly. And it works really great because you still get that postage stamp edge without having to try to fussy cut all these little ripples. It is a nice little hack for these stamps. And look at all these botanicals on here. Such pretty, pretty flowers. Now, I did take my Nuvo drops. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little glossy on some of the flowers. But it does add to the texture. And I love that. It makes them just kind of come alive. Now, when you're cutting these out, you might want to think about what you want to do with them. If you leave them in a strip or a column, you can use them as a belly band. You can use them just to kind of clip in on the edge of a page or to decorate the edge of a page, either individually or connected together. It can look like a strip of stamps. So sometimes what I do is I will just cut one strip across, and then I'll cut the rest of them in little strips. And then as I need them, I can cut them the rest of the way out. If you don't think you'll use them like that, then you can just go ahead and keep cutting. Just keep cutting, just keep cutting. I usually like to give myself plenty of choices while I'm working, though. Hey, there's Leah right there. Hello, my friend. Okay, so then we're just going to go ahead and cut these across. And we'll have a few columns as well. Now, these are also great for putting in as a little pocket. You could put them on as a pocket and tuck something in them. So just because they are designed to be a faux postage stamp doesn't mean you have to use them exactly like that. They will still provide the beautiful decoratives as a faux postage stamp while being a belly band or a pocket or something else. Okay, so let's see. I think this will be really pretty to just, there we go. There's a little orange flower just to accent right across here. We could cut these out and just put a few that we want, like a little cluster. Now, I just said leave them together, and I'm going to cut them apart, but by leaving them together, it gave us the options. I don't think it works because of my little notch here, so I'm going to cut them apart just to make it a little better fit. I do love this one, and we don't necessarily need to put multiples. We could just put one. I think that's really cute. And then there's all kinds of cute little labels in here too. We could put nature or flora. There's a whole page of other ones too. And those will be, like I said, this collection is being featured tomorrow in the Junk Journal Jamboree on Facebook. More information will be posted on my page, and it's Frapps Scraps on Facebook as well. I'm just going to put one of these little stamps. I think that is plenty. There we go. And we're going to have these ready to go for anywhere else. Now look how cute that is. And this is just a cute little note card. Now this is going to go, of course, we do have something to tuck in here. I don't want to do that just yet because I want this pocket to have a good chance to dry. And I might also take it to my sewing machine and stitch. You could also use a pen or rubber stamps and do some faux stitching. Or there's always the option of no stitching. So choose however you like. I think this is going to live right here. And I'm going to go ahead and close up this pocket because I don't think I'm going to stick anything else in there. Yeah, I was gonna say, or we could put one of those cute little envelopes as a flip down, but I think I'll just let this one be just a center pocket. And here you can use your double-sided tape and your liquid glue, or just your liquid glue, or just your stitching. You use whatever adhesive you want to use. Okay. Now I love that. We have this fun little flip, and of course we could put something in here. We could save this for journaling or for a photo. Maybe just add some ink, and that would be great. And then look, we're getting to the end of our folio here. So if we're not done having fun, we can continue to add more flips and flaps and all the things. Let's find a fun decorative piece to go right here. Like I said, this paper is from the Lucid Lizard Designs on Etsy. And I think I want to just use this little corner piece. Look at this beautiful lily. I love it. Ah, thank you, Linda. I thought it was at 1, but I wasn't totally sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and tear this down. Now, some people use a tearing ruler. I typically just tend to fold it wherever, or you can use the little pen notch mark. You mark it with your pen, and that's where you cut kind of method. That works for a lot of people. Or, of course, if you are the measuring kind, there's no shame in measuring. Okay, now that did not go very straight. Let's see. I usually will try to get my folds, and then I kind of straighten it out. Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. I think that will be pretty hanging out right there. I did put Nuvo on this, and maybe you can see it a little better. See all that glossiness? That is just providing extra texture and bumps right over our flower. I'm just going to tear this one right down. Now this one, it looks like it could be a perfect page if you just folded it in half. It would be a nice junk journal page. But like I said, don't feel stuck like you have to use it exactly like that. There's so many different ways you can use each of these decorative papers. And that is what I love about digitals. You can just kind of feel free to design away and just enjoy the different designs however you need them to fit your project. You can resize them. You can print on all kinds of different substrates like fabric and vellum and whatever else you want to print on, even book page. I've seen some beautiful imagery printed on book page, and I just love it. All right, let's decide how long this needs to be. Perfect. So we're just going to take this right off here. Now that could be a little journaling card or another little flip or flap or whatever. So make sure you at least hang on to your scraps until the project is all done. I know some people might not like to keep their scraps. Some people love to keep their scraps. You got to find a happy medium. Our scraps will really take over. Even making master boards, I can't always keep up with the amount of scraps that are coming through the craft room. Okay, let's see. I think we just need to tear off a little extra. Does anybody else feel like they're overrun with scraps? Even making projects with the scraps, you're still creating scraps. There's just no end to the scraps. Some people let their grandkids play with them, or their kids play with them with the scraps and create with the scraps. That's a great use of them. Some people donate them. Some people sell them. Some of my most favorite ephemera packs were just desk cleanup packs. Literally the scraps off of someone's desk. I was elated to get them. I don't know if that makes me crazy. I don't know. But it's so much fun to get little snippets of a piece of someone's project that they're working on. Maybe they have paper that you like or that you can't find. So much fun. Okay. Now I know this is probably driving a few of you crazy. I'm sorry. I like to tear. I love that torn edge. But notice I've got a variety here. I do have a clean edge on the side because that is a clean edge that I'm lining up against. And you can choose to leave that or not. I really like it, so I'm just going to leave it there. And then we're going to ink here. Let's see. There it is, up here. I'm using frayed burlap to ink with. It's one of my absolute favorites right now. I feel like it goes with a lot of the projects that I am doing. Now, if you are one of those that doesn't like this more vintage look that some of these inks give off, there are a wide variety of different colors. I could have inked this with green or pink or black if you want to give that much contrast gray. There's all kinds of colors, not just browns. Okay. Now this one, we could create another pocket here, but I'm just going to glue it down because this is already a pocket. So at some point, you kind of get to the point where you've got to look at the integrity of the whole piece of it. And if you keep making pocket after pocket after pocket, it's just going to get really heavy. So make sure you think about those kinds of things. And this is just copy paper, so it's pretty thin, which this is just copy paper too, but it's on this thicker cardstock, so I think like it'll be okay. There we go. And we could stamp a little sentiment in here or use a little sentiment die cut. Or if you have a piece of lace you want to put there, another flower, any of those things, or you can leave it plain. Okay. Already getting sticky. If you do that like I do, if you've got a wet wipe and you're tossing it, make sure you know where you're tossing it on your desk, because if it touches all the papers, it will make paper stains and watermarks, and sometimes it will make the paper be thinner than you want it to be. Okay, so that's a little sticky. I love this. I've got scraps everywhere. There we go. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. All right, let's keep going. This is fun. I love making envelope folios. I always start out going, nah, I don't know if that's going to be really that interesting. And then they always turn out so much fun. So give yourself a break. If you feel like your folio is not as fun and interesting as some that you've seen, don't worry. They always have a way of just turning out. I don't know what happens. Just something magical happens and they just turn out. Okay, let's see here. What else do we have? I have some other fun little pieces in here. I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I've got to hide this paper here. And this type of trying to hide something like that, like a stain, is easy to do. If you're decoupaging, you could easily put a napkin right on over that and it would create a really great cover for that stain there. Now these are some fun tags that are in the collection, really big for this little folio, but we could trim them down and they could make a fun little flippy page. They could make some fun little note cards. All kinds of greatness in this kit. Let's see, I think this is one of my favorite pages. This one here. It's got all of these beautiful tags. Look at this. And of course, I've taken my stickles and put glitter on all these butterflies, because things with wings And then in here, I took my Nuvo drops and did some fun little drops in the center of those tags. Now, I will back this with some cardstock since this is just printer paper. And yes, you could print right onto cardstock if you want to, but I'm probably going to glue this to colored cardstock. And when you're printing things out, if you want the true color, either print on white or off-white or something like that. Sometimes it is fun to print on like a light pastel like color. Look at these cut aparts. These are absolutely stunning. These could go on a page too. This would be really beautiful right there. Look at that. I haven't even added anything to this. I've literally just cut it out. So much fun. All right, well, I guess the time has come. I must decide what I'm doing here. The time has come. Ooh, I have these. Let's make a little tag. I have this. This is just little offcuts of paper over here. And this is in a blue, but I think it'll be okay. It will kind of go. Could this? Let's make something to tuck into that pocket right there. Perfect. Look at that. Okay. And then maybe we'll put one of these other envelopes on. Okay, now this one was merely just to show you how I got folded to that side. So, I mean, I could still use that as another project. But I'm hoping to use this one as a signature in my book that I'll be putting together tomorrow in the Junk Journal Jamboree. All right, let's give this some ink. Just because it gives it some fun, extra interest. And I also do like a scripty font. So, press some of those in there. And I'm going to use maybe this hickory smoke. This one is archival ink. So that means it is permanent ink and it won't smear or smudge, or at least that's the idea. If I put something else over it that is more of a liquid, like another ink, or if I spray it or do something of that nature. Okay, press this down here. And you can see it just really adds some fun interest to the background of my little card. And we can add one of our cute little stamps, or maybe even one of these little clusters here. You can kind of put it off-centered. And we can make it be like this. We could even fold this little stamp here so that it creates a fun stamp on the back side. I like that a lot, actually. And then this will just tuck right in over here to our fun little pocket, like so. All right, let's glue it. I like it. Now we can leave it unglued right here, so it could be a little tuck spot. So if they want to put a little photo right there, there's plenty of room. But we'll glue down this backside one. And I'm afraid they'll just have to, well, we could leave the little corner. We'll leave the little corner unglued. So when you get a junk journal, if you purchase one, or maybe you get gifted one, if there's little corners that are not glued, don't think it's because they missed it or they were lazy or whatever. They might have been leaving it there as a courtesy, so you can slip some other things in there as like a little tuck spot, or a way to put your photo behind this thing and then glue it down. So let's just put a little glue at the bottom here. I said a little glue bottle. Come on. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Oop. I oozed glue everywhere. Okay. Now we can put this in this way, or we can turn it so that we have pink flowers. Those pink flowers will be just a little bit upside down. Oh, what do we got going? Let's glue some of that here so that doesn't happen anymore. That's one of the layers from our envelope. There we go. That's better. Again, we could glue it like, or put it in the pocket like this so it's pink out, pink out. But I don't really mind the variance, so I'm just going to put it this way. And that creates a fun little card in there. Okay. And on the back of that little card, actually, I just remembered I got a little off track there. I do have, these are from Dollar Tree from like a really long time ago. But it says, you are a wildflower. These are some rub-ons. So farm fresh flowers, seed stems, blooms. That's a laundry service, but it might be fun to put one of these little stems, but I think I'm going to knot on this one because I've already got this little stamp there. We'll just let the little stamp be the feature. But we could put that on this one. We could put something over here. I kind of like this. You are a wildflower. And we'll just go ahead and cut that out. I like to cut out my rub-ons before I try to put them on. That way, if anything goes amiss, I don't affect the whole package, just the one design, and I can see what I'm working with. Rub-ons from back in the day, there was a time when if somebody had told me that I would be using a rub-on from the Dollar Tree, I would have laughed because they used to be not good quality unless if you bought good quality brands. But now these are actually quite nice. And most of those great brands have closed and long been forgotten, unfortunately. Some of my favorites were by Luxe Designs. Prima has some really good ones too. And so does, well, Quick Cuts used to have some really good ones, but they are gone. Prima is still a brand that is around. One of my favorites. I'm a Prima stockist. I should be using their rub-ons, but I had these. I bought them, I think, even when they were just $1 still. And like I said, their quality has really come around for these rub-ons. All right, let's put them in the book. And let's put them on this side. Sometimes when you use rub-ons, if you're going to use them in like a pocket type of a situation, they will have a way of sticking to the paper. So try to avoid areas where they're going to be like stuffed in a pocket or something. So this is going to be out as the flap. So rather than put it right here where that paper of the pocket is going to go over it, we'll put it over here where it's going to be outside of the pocket. Rub-ons can be fun and frustrating all at the same time if you've never used them. A lot of times they come with a little popsicle stick, and that is to provide the pressure for you to rub them on. If you just go slow, usually they work really well. Just work in a small area, and then you just kind of lift. Let's see, lift. Lift and see how it's going. See how I've missed a couple pieces of the R there? I can go back and press it some more. And notice how I did not lift my fingers from this area over here. That's because I don't want it to move. If you lift it and it's not done and you move it, then it's going to be off-centered. So like I said, rub-ons can be fun, but they can also be an area of frustration. Sometimes they'll rip. But when you get them good, they're just like, instead of a sticker, they're just like right on the page. All right, let's see how we're doing. Oh, I didn't get this area very good at all. So up after me in today's event is Leah with Make All Things With Me. You'll want to check out her channel. We're all doing the botanical theme today, so she'll have something botanical for you. And then after her is Christy with Christy's Crafty Cottage, all here on YouTube. And we are all also on Facebook. So if you're not following us on both platforms, please do, because it really helps us to continue to grow and create and collaborate and have fun. Okay. Let's see, my hand's getting tired. Did I get it? Okay, that part looks good. This one's just a little bit light. Let's go ahead and keep pressing there. All right, let's see. And I like how these are a little more whimsical, because it's okay if I miss some of the stem or whatever. It's not going to be such an eyesore if there is a little piece of it that I didn't get on there. Of course, I like to try to do my best and get them all on there, but you know, if you miss a little piece, it's not the end of the world. Okay, let's see. I think we're about done with this. Ah, that looks really good actually. There we go. Now it is just a little bit tacky. If you don't like using rub-ons, or maybe you don't have access to rub-ons, you can always use a stamp or a printed image, or even some of those cut-aparts you get from your paper pads if you're using a paper pad. So lots and lots of options of different ways that you can get images on your paper. Fun, right, Christy? Yeah, and then like I said, it can just be a little insert. I'm hoping to use it as a signature in my book that I'm creating tomorrow. So this was a perfect theme to go with this beautiful paper collection that I'll be playing with tomorrow, along with my friends in part of the Junk Journal Jamboree. So lots and lots of fun. I'm making sure everything is so functioning. I've got some weird gluey thing going on over here. I think a little glue just seeped out. All right. So there's this pocket. This one can pull right out. We can still put another tag or something in there if we want to have something that pulls out. This journaling card, of course, can pull out, or it can just stay in there just like it is. I love it. And I will go through and glitter these wings. You guys know things with wings have to glitter. By the rule of Shauna, things with wings have to glitter. Okay, so let's do one of these little envelopes just because I think they're really fun. It is kind of a funky color, but I'm okay with that. It makes it look, it's like a vintage green gold. This one I already folded, so let's get a different one. So if you have an envelope that is not the correct size for your paper that you are working with, don't worry, you can still use it. Let's see, where's this going here? That's going to be glued down, so this would have to be on the back. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead, I've just put it in place, and I'm going to fold this where I want to cut it. And that's right, we're just going to cut the top right off of there. So see, I'm just going to let it fold down, and we're just going to cut this right off. Now you can use your trimmer or your scissors, you can tear it, whatever. I usually use a variety of trimmer, scissors, or tearing. Okay, now look what it did to our pocket. It made this kind of loose and fragile. So this is going to glue in. Make sure if you have directional things, you pay attention to the direction. I've done that, put my flaps in upside down. I've put signatures in upside down, all the things that we do. Okay, so this piece, this other flat piece is going to glue right there. So then we're going to need to glue something over this to kind of strengthen this, because this is a little wonky and floppy. So just be aware. And then our adhesive for this envelope is going to get glued down here. Now the time that would matter is if you take your flap and you glue it onto a page like this, then you're going to have adhesive out here that you're going to want to cover so that it doesn't get your book all sticky. So let's go ahead and glue this into place. Just gonna put some glue in here. And like I said, I'm using liquid glue, but you can use whatever glue you choose. Maybe you want to use double-sided tape or whatever you like. Okay, glue that down. And then we'll go ahead and glue this down. Now you could leave this. You could have kind of a accordion or concertina. But I have some really funky stitching going on back here that I'm not a fan of, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue it like a pocket, and it'll be a little pocket at the top. So lots and lots of options with these, which is so much fun, because then no matter how many times you create it, that's why it's timeless. You can create the same thing a little differently each and every time. All right, and that just added a fun little page to our book. And this is going to be a signature in the book I'm making tomorrow. So it will just slide right in there, or I can stitch it right in. And I will already have some fun little pages and little flips and little places to put pieces of this beautiful ephemera. So up next is Leah with Create All Things with Me. Oh my goodness. Hi, Karen. Definitely go check her out, and check out Christy today as well, Christy's Crafty Cottage. And make sure you come back next week. We will be live every Wednesday, same time, same place. And thanks again to Christy who hosts these events. Yes, Make All Things with Me. There she is. She's up next. Go follow Leah. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all the things to the videos, because that again helps our algorithm and makes it so we can keep coming live for you guys here. So have a great rest of your evening, and let's go check out Leah and see what she has to get botanical with for us. Bye everyone. Thanks so much for joining me.